Well, hello everyone. We are here today with Anne Lafleur, and she has a program called The Gift of Happiness, and I've been watching all the things that she's doing. She's been a member of PGN for a very long time, and I'm just really impressed with everything that you're putting out there in the world, Anne. So welcome.
Thank you so much. This is delightful.
All right. Well, why don't you just start by telling us a little bit about what you're doing?
Yeah. I appreciate I got a preview of the question so I could think a little bit and ask myself like what's the alive and like current answer to everything because it's so much changes, right?
Yeah.
Mm, But the really the thread that's stayed with me since the beginning of doing this has been I do things that help people experience more happiness and more human connection in their lives. And kind of with the emphasis on experience because I think there's a lot of there's a difference between sort of teaching that happiness we kind of value it and the connection between being happy, feeling fulfilled, feeling joy and all those kind of positive emotions, and then the relationship between that and your relationships and your ability
Mhm.
to be connected to your fellow human beings. The research is pretty compelling about those things go together, and if you want to increase your levels of happiness, increase your improve your relationships, and if you improve your relationships, your happiness increases.
Mm.
And so my question's always been, well, how do I help that actually happen? Because the difference between knowing that that's true, but then, well, what do I do with that knowledge? Like, how do I actually do it in my life? um, and so my constant question is sort of, well, what would actually help with those things? And um, so what I've hit on are, there's very like tangible things. Like for years and years I've created these things called connection cards. And I have my little props here. So I've binders full of these little cards. This is just one of literally like 170 something cards that say messages. Most of them are in the second person, like, you are awesome, you can do this, you matter, your voice matters, it's okay not to know, it's like all these things, things that I often need to hear for myself or be reminded of myself, but also when I'm with other people and they're explaining, I'm at the high of my life or the low in my life, like, how do I reach out and connect to that person in a positive way? So um, a lot of times we have intentions like, I'm going to write somebody a card, or I'm going to give them a call, or I'm going to do this thing. But the tool, having like a little message on a card, just makes it that much easier to actually act on those sort of positive intentions. So that's one tool. And then this summer, I started taking a lot of those same messages and putting them on yard signs, like great big. So these are little versions. These are like my mini garden planter signs. And I took 15 of the messages and put them on these signs. And here's a big one. This is like full size. So I'm having a lot of fun. It's the same thing. How do you express your positive well wishes to yourself and to the world? Well, one really obvious, tangible way to do that is you stick it on your yard. Um, so I have, you are loved, you are needed, you are worthy, you belong, you deserve happiness, you matter, your voice matters, blah, blah, blah. There's 16 different ones on the yard signs. And so it's these practical, tangible, actually really, really simple things people can do to cultivate the sense of connection to their fellow human beings, and experience what it's like to sort of express those well wishes. So that's one
Mm.
category of things. And then I facilitate conversations. So I've been doing for the past several months these, call them my alive and connected conversations, which I used to do in person. And now I've been doing online through Zoom like this. And we pull a bunch of people together and throw either a question out or a topic out. And for an hour, just like invite people to just share sort of what comes up for them. And so it's this practice in listening and this practice in connecting to sort of what's true and being willing to share and to hear other people's truths. And it's not a debate group. It's not like, we're not trying to like come up with the answer. We're just like being present with each other, right? Um, and so that's been delightful. And again, it's the experience of connection. And then people leave that and they, from the beginning to the end of the call, they feel better. They feel more connected. They feel more confident. They feel more joyful. They feel more hopeful
Mhm.
just by being able to come together in this little way. And
That's
then,
wonderful.
yeah, can I do one more? I've been talking.
Sure.
We may have time for any other questions.
Okay.
And then the last one is sort of merging the two. So you merge the coming together and connecting with people with the kindness and the expressions of kindness. So we'll do these kind of kindness spreading events. We'll pull together a group of people and we'll do something like the standard, like the free hugs, or we've done free listening, or we've done, take a bunch of those cards and give them out to people and just see how many people, like strangers on the street, you can make smile. And so it sort of doubles as this um, it's a group activity, but there's also this sort of public outreach component to it, which makes it have like immediate ripples, which just feels so good. All right, that's it. That's my answer to what I'm doing.
Wonderful. I'm really excited about all of it. I have seen you out there and your energy is just very contagious.
Thank you.
So thank you for all that you're doing in the world. How can we help you?
Oh my goodness, participate. Um, Tell people about it. Buy a sign. Help me find places that want signs. Um, One of the things that I'm really interested in now is taking these sort of core pieces and helping businesses sort of get on board. So if it's businesses, schools, nonprofits, sort of any group organization, there's so many people out there now who so many businesses, it's like, okay, we're sick of just being about the bottom line. We're sick about just, profits for shareholders, blah blah blah. Like, we really actually authentically would like to be positive contributors to society, and some businesses start that way, and that's just in their DNA. And then some businesses are like, no, really, like, it's time for us to get on board with that. And so um, I've got all these like little, relatively inexpensive ways to sort of tap into this energy of generosity and connection, um, that a business could easily sponsor, either monetarily or with their time and with their people. Um, and so um, I'm looking for sort of larger scale type uh, places to try this out, and see. It's all about like how much more impact can we have, you know.
Okay, that's beautiful. So how can we reach you? Do you have a website?
Yep, it's thegiftofhappiness.org. Uh,
Okay.
yep, and everything I just talked about, you can either find there or you can email me and I'll tell you more.
Okay. So if you had one message to share with the world, what would it be?
Oh, oh, it's on a card. It's on a card. Let me go find it. I mean, any of these cards would be good at different times, but this is it, I think. Can you read that?
There is no wrong way to be you. Oh, I love that.
I feel like the source of all joy is the permission to actually be what's true for us and be who is true for us. And the source of all connection is the willingness to show up that way in the world, as I think the greatest gift that we can give each other.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. This is amazing, and I love the work you're doing in the world, and I just really wanted to share it with everyone. This is the most important thing I think that we need in the world right now is sharing kindness, and it's so easy to do.
It is, and it's the underpinning of anything that you want, whether you want,
Right,
pick a place you want change, pick a place you want growth, and
right,
um, having authentic kindness um, as the underpinnings of that can only make it easier and more effective.
right. Thank you so much for sharing this. It's a beautiful mission. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for what you do.
Okay, thanks, Anne. Bye-bye.